What up, everybody? Today, I'll be doing another roller coaster review, and it'll be of Ghostrider at Knott's Berry Farm. And I rode this back in 2015, so it did not have the renovation, the GCI renovation, back then. And it's been a while, so this review will be what I remember of the ride. And so let's get started. Oh yeah, and just a note before we start. If you don't know how my reviews work, go check out my first review. It's a Raptor review. It's on the channel for an in-depth description. Okay, so let's get started. Alright, now we'll start up with the stats. Now, this ride is 118 feet. It's an average height for a water roller coaster. Maybe above average. Has a 56 mile per hour speed. That's kind of impressive speed. Now, something really impressive, it has a 4,533 track length. It's a really long ride. And I'll wait till later to explain about that. And it has a 2-minute and 40-second duration. That's a while. Alright, now let's get to the layout. Alright, so you go into the station drop, and then you do some station turns, and then you go into the lift hill, and you hit the 108 feet drop. Then you go into 14 airtime hills, 10 crossovers, and 3 bridges. They're not in order. I'm just saying what they are. So let's take a look at this ride. Okay, so this POV goes out of Knott's Berry Farm themselves. So yeah, that's the station drop I was talking about. And you go down it, and you kind of bang to the right, and then you go up into the 118-foot lift hill, which it's a fun lift hill. If you look to the right, about right now, you have a good view of the station. And I also think I like this ride. It plays old western type music, but I'll get to that later. So yeah, I don't know what it's like with the renovation because I haven't ridden it with the renovation. I don't know if it's better or if you consider that new credit because it got a DCI renovation. I don't know. Leave your thoughts in the comments about that. So yeah, this is a very fun drop, and it's a forceful drop too. This coaster is pretty forceful. Oh yeah, you go straight into that good drop. You start bank to the left, then you go up to the first airtime hill, which that gives really good airtime. And you kind of bank to the left again, and you go to an overbank turn. Then you go into another airtime hill. Then you sort of bank to the right, and then you go to another airtime hill. Then this hits the mid-course breaker, which it doesn't lose that much speed. This is the second half of the ride where you get the most ejector. Hit another airtime hill. You bank to the left. Back to the left again. Hit another airtime hill. Or then you go to a double down. Then you bank to the right again. You a helix. And you hit another airtime hill. Then another airtime hill. This ride's airtime packed. You start at bank to the right again. Do a helix turnaround element. You're still on that helix. And then you go into the airtime hill, and that was the last airtime hill. Okay, so let's move on to the draws and flaws. Okay, so the draws and flaws of this ride. Basically, the draws is what I really like about the ride, and the main thing I like about this ride is how much airtime you get. It's total airtime pack. It has a mix of floater and ejector, and full ejector. The first half is really good floater, and then the second half is really good ejector. So it has really whatever you like. Alright, now let's move on to the second thing I like. And that's the length. This ride feels like it goes on forever. It feels longer than the Beast, in my opinion. Which I know it's not, but it just feels longer because, I don't know. It just feels like a really long ride. It feels like it's the longest ride I've ever ridden, probably. I don't know any other roller coaster that feels longer than this ride. Maybe Fury. I don't know. But okay, so let's move on to the out of control feeling. You feel like you're so out of control on this ride. Especially on a night ride, it's so dark you don't even know which way you're gonna turn. And I think I only got 2 rides in this. I got a day ride and a night ride. I think one was front row, one was back row. But I think I got the front row was in the day and back row at night. So yeah, this ride was just amazing. How I whipped over the first drop, and it's out of control feeling. You don't even know where you're about to go if you sit in the back row and stuff. All right, so let's move on to the theming. I think the theming was really good in this ride. How it played the old western type music, and even the queue line is themed to like old west, and it plays old western style music. And you even walk into like an old mining shaft cave thing as a queue line. So yeah, it's really good theming. I think that's theming in a ride too. You like go down. The first drop's like in a cave, I guess, like a mining shaft again. All right, now let's move on to the last thing. But you know, it's not the least thing I like about this ride. You know, it's forceful. I like how this ride is very forceful, and you feel the drops. You feel the butterflies in your stomach in this ride. You know, that's really good theming. Now let's move on to the bad things about this ride, the flaws. Now, you know what comes with out of controlness. You know, you could say it comes with mild roughness. You know, it's kind of shaky. It's kind of rattly on some of the transitions. But you know, what can you expect with a coaster from made in the '90s? You know, it's kind of old, going on 20 years old now. It'll be 20 years old in 2019. So yeah, but it's still a good ride. I know it got the renovation, so I don't know if that made it a lot smoother because I haven't ridden it, so I don't know. I'm just talking about the one before the renovation that I got to ride. Let's move on to the next thing is the trims. Now this ride has kind of a lot of trims. I don't know. I think I rode once. The daytime it had trims. The nighttime it didn't have trims. So yeah, the nighttime ride was kind of a lot better because the trims were off. You know, you were able to get a lot more ejector. You know, floater. You know, you can still get floater with the trims off. I think maybe the trims do better on Intimidator because of the trims. The floater every time stronger, but I don't know, the speeds decreased though. But yeah, okay, so let's move on to the next section. Now the next section is I'm giving this coaster a final score, and what you can see is I'm giving this coaster an 8 out of 10. This is a fantastic wooden roller coaster. I don't know if it still lives up to it since the GCI renovation. I don't know if it's better or worse because I haven't ridden it, but I heard it's better. So that's a good thing. So yeah, I really think you should go out to Knott's Berry Farm and do like a double park and hit up Six Flags Magic Mountain, which I didn't get to do because we ran out of time when I went to California. But you know, this is a really good wooden coaster. You know, if you want to hear really a lot more about it, go check out my top 10 wooden roller coasters. I believe it placed third in it. So yeah. It's a really good ride. You know, you should really go ride it. Alright, so let's move on. Alright, everybody, thanks for watching. Like if you like the video, subscribe if you like the content. And I left this part out, but comment if you have any questions or concerns. Alright, I'll talk to you guys next time, guys.